ready, sing.
What shall we do with the drunken sailor? What shall we do with the drunken sailor? What shall we do with the drunken sailor? Early in the morning.
1, 2, ready, sing.
What shall we do with the drunken sailor? What shall we do with the drunken sailor? What shall we do with the drunken sailor? Early in the morning.
Much better.
Can I just hear the basses on that? 1, 2, 3, and.
What shall we do with the drunken sailor? What shall we do with the drunken sailor? What shall we do with the drunken sailor? Early in the morning.
Good. Early in the morning, all the way up there. Bass again. 2, 3, and.
What shall we do with the drunken sailor? What shall we do with the drunken sailor? What shall we do with the drunken sailor? Early in the morning.
Good. Do I have a bass singing? What shall we do with the drunken? Somewhere down there, like really low. What is where our first note is? Bass to sing that first note. What and
what?
Thank you, Dave. Take back.
Okay, great. Thank you, Mike. Okay, gentlemen, let's move on to, unless Mike, you want to do Drunken Sailor one more time. I'm ready to move on to another exercise.
Your lead.
I'm lead. Okay, good. So now we're going to do a little Tommy Tinker, because this one, keep it, again, smooth, etc. And there's lots of vowel sounds, lots of diphthongs in this one. So we want to make sure we get all that articulation. Our focus this week is vowel targets, as we talked about in the letter. So we want to make sure that we hit all those proper vowels. Use this as our starting pitch. That's too high. Little. We'll start here. I don't know what note that is, but we're going to start there anyway. 1, 2, ready, sing.
Little Tommy Tinker sat on a clinker and he began to cry. My, poor little innocent guy.
Good. Let's do it again. We're a little bit high. That's in the key of D natural. There's a little bit high for the basses. Basses, I would like you to drone the first note. Little Tommy Tinker sat on a clinker and he. Let's make this a tuning exercise for the higher voices.
All right. So where should we start that? What pitch should I blow, Mike?
Let's start at C natural.
So we're down there, everybody, for the melody, right?
Yeah, and bass is on the drone. Little Tommy Tinker, just stay on that same note.
Okay, I'll blow this pitch again. 1, 2, ready, sing.
Little Tommy Tinker sat on a clinker and he began to cry. My, poor little innocent guy.
One second. Basses, were you doing Little Tommy Tinkers? Give me a thumbs up if you're a bass and singing that drone. Okay. Al, for whatever reason, I'm not hearing the basses very well. I will adjust it on my side. Keep going.
All right, so we're now up to this pitch. And again, smooth. 1, 2, ready, sing.
Little Tommy Tinker sat on a clinker and he began to cry. My, poor little innocent guy.
So before we go on, play that note again. Good. So the basses stayed very much in tune, and yet it wasn't in tune. What might we change when we do that same pitch again? My, all the way up on those, nice highs on those roots and fives. Let's do that pitch again.
All right, and Mike, also, if you would, listen to the vowel targets, please. That's our focus. Here we go.
Yep.
1, 2, ready, sing.
Little Tommy Tinker sat on a clinker and he began to cry. My, poor little innocent guy.
I would like for Blez and Dave to do that same pitch, and to everyone to hear what those intervals are supposed to sound like. Dave and Blez.
All right, here we go. Here's the pitch. 1, 2, ready, sing.
Little Tommy Tinker sat on a clinker and he began to cry. My
So that was pretty accurate. Would you guys agree with that? All those intervals had a nice ring and a nice in tuneness with it. Let's do that, guys. Same pitch.
1, 2, ready, sing.
Little Tommy Tinker sat on a clinker and he began to cry. My poor little innocent guy.
The basses when we come home. So let's do that once more. Keep that in mind, and then we'll keep going. Good work, guys. Keep the ears tuned up.
1, 2, ready, sing.
Little Tommy Tinker sat on a clinker and he began to cry. My poor little innocent guy.
Much better, guys. Thank you.
All right, fantastic. So let's do a little bit of chord work. Just a couple of these. It's 7:48, so we'll do a couple. We're going to do the scale, peel off 5 chords. The word is row, and the emotion is enthusiasm. All right, and let's use this pitch, the one we were just on with. Is that going to kill the basses?
Yeah, let's start about A flat, A somewhere around there.
Okay, we'll start with A.
We won't kill you this early in the night.
Okay, here we go.
So gents, 1 second. Something that will help is not humming the pitch. Listen to the pitch, and then sing the pitch on the first note. Gents, what is the first vowel we sing on row? Ooh. Row. Correct? Row. Let's add that in. That will make the R a little less growly. Let's do that again. Better, gents. I want to give you an option 1, an option 2, and an option 3 in an unusual situation. Option 1 is row. I can barely do it. Row. Option 3, row, row, row. If we have that ooh at the beginning of that, that's that small. Good. We were doing well on the unison scale PL off chords, and then I heard row, 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 all in the same volume. Let's just do the chords right there.
5 chords. Here's the pitch. And that was better. There was just a 10% accent on the R's. Let's make that a 0% accent on the R's. One more time. Good. What may help is singing the O as loud as the R, and the ooh as loud as the R. I think what might be happening is we're going to row, row, row. So let's keep that consistent throughout. What it should sound like is row, 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 row. I hope that's clear. It's very volume consistent. If it's not, do what I'm saying, not what I'm doing. Please go ahead. here we go. Here's the B. And
that's better. Let's do it one more time to show that we know it and mean it.
ready. And
Good, gents. If we do it wrong, it sounds like row, row, row. Sounds like something that you might hear in an Irish pub after about 4 hours of drinking. So let's not do that. Please continue.
Mike, I'd like to do that one more time. And would you listen to the last chord, please, and let me know if it's locking?
Sure. I've got a couple of basses that could still be more consistent on the volume, so please be aware of that.
All right, here we go, gents. One more time. Row, row, row. Here, it's on this pitch. And
yeah, pretty good.
good. All right, good.
Overloading a lot.
We're rowing a lot. That's true. We're halfway across the ocean. All right, it's 7:55. I think that unless there's something you want us to do, Mike, I'm feeling pretty good about where our sound is and ready to move on.
All right, let's move on.
The old songs is in a pitch, and that pitch is Dave Morley. Are you there? He is not there. All right, what do I blow for this? I always forget.
Be natural. Be natural.
Be natural. Be natural. Here we go. The old songs.
When we get our matching tattoos, Dave, it's going to be natural and E flat.
I have B flat down.
That's what it's written in, but we don't. Mike doesn't want to sing it.
It rings better in be natural.
Be natural.
Your songs, like an old song for me.
gents, I'm going to challenge us to do that one more time. And I'm going to challenge the leads to come in with musical and accurate pickups every time. The old songs, the old songs. Can we add that? Do it once more.
Be natural.
The old
Do
song,
it again. Leads with accuracy. And
the old song,
yes.
the old songs, the good old songs for me.
Leads. Do that again. Do that I, please, and one more time with beauty and elegance and joyful tenderness and one second. What I heard was I love. Do you love it, or do you want to scream your love of it, or do you want to love your love it? And here we go. Let's all start right there. And good. Does that feel better? Does that sound better?
Yes.
Would the audience enjoy it more?
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Yes. So, gents, there's only one great way to sing. So let's just do that all the time. Whatever we're singing, even if it's 4 o'clock in the morning after a long night of afterglowing, let's still sing it like we know how. Yes. Cool. All right, Dave, we're doing Caroline. Is that correct?
Yes, we're doing Caroline. Caroline is the polecat of the evening.
All right.
Let's see. I don't think we have Dave Morley here today, do we? So
No.
am I doing the pitches then?
I have a
Sure.
pitch pipe. You want to go see?
Sure. So, gents, our challenge with this song is to keep it moving. It can get very slow, very draggy, very funeral dirgy, very quickly. So, at the pace I want to do it is bum 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 Carol 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3. It is a waltz. So let us pretend we are dancing with our sweetie of choice. Bum, 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 whichever one you prefer. Here we go. 1 2 3 1 2 3. Sorry, it's going to be 1 2.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 6.
It's a yeah, forget it. It's a 4/4 song.
No.
It's a 3/4.
No, you're correct. The basses pick up on one.
1, 2,
Yeah, it's a
3,
3/4
1,
song.
2,
Okay,
6.
yeah. So I'm gonna give you 1 2 3 bum 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 3 1 2 3
bum, bum, bum.
Nice and smooth, nice and elegant. 3 1 2 3. Nice and beautiful beats. 3 1 2 3.
Caroline.
right there. I want to hear the leads sing the next line. Hang on a second, guys. Caroline. So the goal of this is nice, clean. We're removing a lot of the complexity. We're removing a lot of the notes. We're just focusing on good, clean vowel targets and good, clean pitch accuracy. 2 leads. 1, 2. I'll give you two measures of 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Let's see if we can even find that just a little bit. I don't want to work on this song, but I want to make sure we're singing it with as much beauty and elegance and musicality as possible. Everybody dial in to each other, sing with each other rather against each other. 2 leads only. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Caroline, Caroline, lead me on.
Good. Sing ma. Sing ma. Good. Sing ke. C-E-H. Sing ke. Listen once. Sing ke. C-E-K-E-H. Sing. Good. If we try to care, we're never gonna match it up. Let's all skate right there, paying attention to the vowels. Caroline. Everybody know where we are. Here we go. And 1, 2, 3. Sorry. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and 1. Good. Let's do that again. We had a lead scooping very much. 2 is where the leads are. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and Caroline, Caroline, please be mine. Yes. All right.
So Mike, something that the way you talked about KEH for the beginning of Caroline,
Yes.
what triggered for me is that the R, the way that it's written, it's Caroline, but the way we have to sing it is Caroline.
Yes.
So that was an eye opener there. Thank you for
Good.
that.
Let's all sing. We're going to start right from the beginning, but instead of singing ooze, we're going to sing Caroline along with the leads. So Caroline.
Measure 1, you mean?
Caroline. Right at the beginning.
From the top.
Measure, yeah.
Yeah, we're just instead of singing ooze, we're going to sing the first 4 notes. Bum 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 Caroline. That's all we're
Our
doing.
melody, but.
Yes, everybody's notes. We're just adding in Caroline, so we can practice Caroline. Aces start us off. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Bum, bum,
Good. Do that again. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Caroline. suggest is that we can do the same craft, we can do the same technique on whatever we're singing. I would like to do that. I would like to keep going with it. I'd like to hear "Please Be Mine." Right? Let's do the first several bars up to "Please Be Mine" with words, everybody, from the beginning. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and
Bum, bum, bum. Please be
Okay. That's far enough. Okay. I want to keep going. So, good. Thank you, guys. We're going to go. So tonight is going to be a focus on vowel targets, first and foremost from a craft perspective. And we're going to sing through a number of songs after working on specific sections. So the specific things we are focusing on tonight is key changes. Dun, dun, dun. So what I would like to do is start with "God Bless America."
Hey, Mike, I have a general question about vowels.
Okay.
Which is, so we usually think of ourselves as California as not having an accent, but we do slightly. Caroline versus Caroline with the cat vowel.
Yep.
Should we do the Californian thing or the general American, more Midwest, like music now?
Yeah. So what we want to do is sing clean, pure vowel targets. So you may hear these occasionally as Italian vowels. They come in very much in opera. Opera is kind of the folks who kind of did this. What pure clean vowels are is no accent. So I can sing can, and there's no R in that. Versus care, right? There's like an air, a little bit of that to can, right? So that's a pure EH vowel. Everybody sing can and can. Yes. Now sing care with a sing KER and. Hear how there's more noise in that. There's less cleanliness in that. Sing "can" again and. Can. Let's do it again without scooping and. Good. So that's what we mean by clean vowels, right? Particularly L's and R's. If we think the way we would say the word, it gets very hard to line this stuff up. Sing cone and. Yeah. So pure O. Now sing core and. Good. Now sing core as if you were singing code and. Turn. So can you hear, just by thinking a slightly different way, like all the noise gets out of the system? Can you hear that there's a higher cleanliness with a clean vowel, with a pure vowel?
Yes.
Okay. So that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to think in terms of O, ah, E, eh. Sing keen and. Yes. Now sing keer. It's a made up word. KEER and. Right. Now sing key as if you're singing keen and yeah. So you guys are getting the feel of it, right? So if you're thinking in terms of the pure vowels, then the noise gets out of the system. So whenever we have, yeah, like that's just something we want to keep reinforcing, that it's a clean vowel, that it's an O, an E, not a ear, or heel, right? The more we think in terms of the pure vowels, the better our singing will be. Cool, good question, Mike.
Good
All right,
segment there, Mike. Thank you.
cool. So let's do God Bless America. I want to start it from the first chorus, from chorus 1. Key is G, I believe. God bless America. You know where we're starting?
Yes.
At the chorus?
Yes, chorus 1.
17.
With beauty, with majesty. 1, 2, 3, and. We were much slower than I pitched. It's a 4 count. It's going to sound like 1, 2, 3. God bless America. Yes. Keep going, keep going. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Guys, hang on 1 second. Leads, we're slowing down on every breath. Stand beside her and guide her. Stand beside her and guide her. Yep, we gotta keep the breaths in rhythm. Start again right there. 1, 2, 3, and God bless America. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause right there, guys. Okay.
It's there.
God, let me fix it, Larry. God bless America land. So I'm doing this a little bit faster because I don't want this to build bad habits. God leads. I want to hear. I want to hear you right at the beginning. God bless America. Right at chorus 1. 1, 2, 3, and. God bless America. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with a light from above. From the mountain, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. Hang on a second, guys. Okay.
Are people not choral breathing if they need to catch a breath?
No, we're just slowing down at every breath.
Which does make it harder to catch.
Right. God bless America.
So do
Is
you
it
want
just-
to do this
yeah,
with
just-
you and me as an example, Mike, or what?
Yeah, just give me a second how to approach this from a tool tech perspective. I want everybody to do, we're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2. We're going to breathe on 8. So everybody's going to count, we're going to do groups of 8. We're going to count to 7 and then we're going to breathe on 8. Everybody, that makes sense to everybody?
And then come back in on 1?
Yes.
Five, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Okay, good. So we're going to speed it up a little bit. We're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Go.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Good.
One.
That's good work, guys. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Here we go. 5, 6, 7, and
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
good.
1, 2, 3.
Does that so can you guys feel how there's a rhythm to the breath? So now let's do God bless. We're gonna do it faster so we can get to the breath. So thank you. To God bless America. So I want to hear this said. God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her. Makes sense?
Yes.
To
So after love, we breathe.
yeah,
You
land
have
that I
to.
love. Yep. 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and
God bless America. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with light from above, from the mountains to the prairie, to the ocean, white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
that's far enough. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. So that was pretty in tempo. It was fast, but we were keeping the breaths. The only spot that we went a little bit sideways on was God bless America. God bless America. My home. We were just a skosh late on my. But that's okay. Generally speaking, that was much more in the breaths were in tempo.
Could you
So-
say where to breathe? What you're supposed to breathe?
I mean, generally everybody was breathing together. So it was basically every 4 bars. God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside. Yeah, every phrase basically. Let's do that again. So guys, I want you to. I don't want you to think of this section as a slow section. I want you guys to think of it as a deliberate section, a majestic section, not a slow section. Okay.
America is triplets on both the dramatic descents, right? God bless America. Is that right?
Yeah, it's whatever the music says. I'm focusing on something else right now. God bless America. We're gonna do a little bit more at tempo, but I want you to keep that feeling of there's a purpose and a spot to the breath. God bless America is how we're gonna do it. 1, 2, 3, and God bless America, for land that I love, stand beside her and guide her through the night with a light from above. Good, let's do that again. God bless America. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and God bless 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Stand beside 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. From the mountain. Watch that one leads to the prairie. 4, 1, 3, white with fall. 4. God bless America. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, sweet home. 2, 3. My home, my home. And pause right there. Pause right there. To God bless America. I think we overshot it somehow. Okay. Good. That was generally speaking, the breaths were much more in tempo. So thank you, everybody. This is one that's going to be easier in person. But I never want us to get into bad habits. If I'm hearing bad habits, I need to break them quick. Cool. Leads. God bless America. God bless America. Leads right there. Play a C natural. Remember what we talked about on all of our sectionals. Everything with beauty, everything with grace, everything. If it's high, falsetto is okay. God. 1, 2, 3, leads. God bless America. Good. Sing it again. God bless America. 1, 2, 3, and God bless America. Good. So, gents, this is an E natural. This is about 2.5, 3 notes lower than what's going to be our highest note for the leads. If God, try it again. 1, 2, 3, and God. Good. I got somebody going God. Leads. Just sing and. Good. Sing. Just sing ah. Just sing ah. Nice and easy. Ah. Sing ooh. Go. Listen once. Listen once. We're gonna do. 1, 2, 3, and. Good. So. And. Good. So everybody in this section has that note. Everybody in this section has that note. We just need to bring it out. We just need to find the right spot for that note. God, sing ga. For whatever reason, we got a couple of guys that are trying to do a pull up to get up there versus just like lifting onto that like it's the ooh. Sing goo, goo, and goo. Good. Sing goo ah and. Man, if I could get away with it, I'd change the word to "goo" to bless America.
We'd have to change language.
Yeah. So one more time. Sing goo ga and ga. Okay, that's better. That's better. Let's start at from the mountains. I changed key there.
Still in C?
It's in G at this point. So I'll skate "God Bless America" right at the beginning.
Oh, from the start.
God bless America from course 1.
Measure 17.
Yep. God bless America. Well, just let me get the tempo. God bless America. That's how we're going to be. 1, 2, 3, and. God bless America. 3 and. 4. Effortlessly leads with beauty and elegance and majesty and yes, thank you, leads. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 3. 1, 2, 3. My home. 2, 3, 4, 1. Good. So that's the key change, and we were right on. We had one voice come in just a skosh slow, but everybody else made the key change. So cool. Leads. I loved that choice. That God was so much more in the fabric. So thank you guys. Hard work pays off when we can bring it into the context. Let's give a hand for the leads. So I want to give a hand for everybody because sometimes I need to really dial something in. So I appreciate everyone else's patience while we make something better. Cool. All right. Same spot through to the end. God. I love this in E flat. If we slow down, I'll start counting. If I'm counting, that's because we're slowing down. 2, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. Beautiful leads, elegant leads. Send these eyes, 3 and guide. Scoop leads through 3, 4, 1. Elegant majesty beautifully leads and thank you leads. Best I've heard it yet. Scoop on mine. Sing M at the right pitch. Thank you leads. 2, 3. My home. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Leads, stay in it, leads. Stand beside 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. From the mountains to the prairie. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Sorry guys. I'm thinking so hard about the slowing down. Okay, I'll tell you guys, I am not gonna miss Jamulus. I am not gonna miss this exercise. I am not gonna miss never doing Zoom and Jamulus in my
I don't
study.
jinx it.
Yeah.
We're not there yet, Mike. Hang on.
Whenever it happens, I am never going to miss this exercise, this experience ever again. We have done so much hard, effective work around such trying circumstances over the last year and a half. We need to remember that this is friggin' hard. Thank you guys for sticking through this. Thank you guys for dealing with the Jamulus stuff. I know we're not over the finish line yet, but I can't wait. Cool. Let's do after the key change, A flat, please. God bless America. Everybody know where we are? Yep. Here we go. All rise. We sing better when we're standing. With a bounce in your step, with a joyousness, with an appreciation of all the hope that we can bring into the song. 1, 2, 3, and God. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, from the 1, 2, 3, from the mountains to the prairies to the oceans white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home. To America, my home. Cool. Something like that. Cool. All right, good. We made the key change both times we tried it. We're dialing in that key change. We're feeling much more confident about that. Yes.
Yes.
All right. That's the effort. Delta Dawn. Everybody shake it out a bit. The starting key, A flat.
A flat.
Flat. I'm sorry, I blew the wrong one, Mike.
That's fine. In younger days, they called her Delta Dawn. Is that where we are?
No, it's Delta.
No, let's start at the bases.
The bass, the melody, just
In her younger days, they is it that low? It feels low. Plus, is that right?
Feels right.
Okay. Can we start right there?
sure we can.
Sure, if I can find them.
It's 32. Pick up in 32.
Yes.
That's where
Yep.
we are leads.
Yep. Barry, so you got your starting note? Okay. Let's start at the beginning. It's not that long a song. Delta Dawn to do this in two. Delta Dawn, what's that flower you have? Good. So let's pause there a second. So I'm going to do 1, 2. Delta Dawn, what's that flower you have on? Could it be a faded? This is an ironically upbeat tune. 2, 1, 2, 1, and Delta Dawn, what's that flower you have on? Good. Do that again. Listen. Option 1. Delta Dawn, what's that flower? What's that flower? Leads, please. 1, 2, 3, and Delta Dawn. What's that flower? You have on. Good. All skate. Could it be faded rose leads take you to his mansion in the sky, She's 41, baby. All the folks around Brownsville say she's crazy. Good. Pause right there. We're gonna start the chorus again. A flat. That's A flat?
Yes, it is, sir. Boy.
Okay. Why do we go flat?
New Orleans funeral march?
I think we may have come in flat. We didn't have the tone for a while. We were focusing on the rhythm.
Okay.
Mike, if I'm completely honest.
Okay. Give reasons. Including director. I don't think I was down. The primary is because heavy singing hard, singing with effort. That's that. Okay. Beginning again. And good. Something that will help leads. That will help lead this. Delta Dawn. Delta Dawn. leads 2, 3, and
Delta dawn, what's that flower you have?
keep going. Leads only.
It be a faded from days gone by.
Good. Thank you. Good leads. Good work. Pitch attention to this will help with that. Let's all skate from the beginning. I want to get to the key change and I want to move on to 5/2. 2, 1, 2, 3.
It was me you here today to take you to this man.
we will be less than 50 people, so we're fine there. We're looking at, where do you go? Then we've got, we thought that it would probably be reasonable for us, we're gonna put all 7 risers up so that when we're on the risers, we can maintain additional physical distance. We usually rehearse on 5 risers. We put the extra 2 risers up, we'll have more physical space so we can separate a little bit more. That'll be fine. Larry took the initiative to acquire some what are called singer's masks. We had the conversation about this the board meeting last month or the month before, and it was approved to go out and make this purchase. Larry, do you happen to have one handy? You can show what it looks like on Zoom there.
Yes, let me grab it real quick.
Okay, so he's going to grab that. And what it is it's structured so that the cloth is not against your face, not against your nose and mouth, so it's easier to be able to breathe, to sing, etc. So we thought that that would be a useful component. Another thing that we thought would be good, and I believe everybody at least that's on this call right now, there's Larry, he's got his mask on.
Here we go.
Larry, you look like Babe.
So it's got a nice nose clip, adjustable ear loops. Okay, and there's 2 stays. One that keeps us away from my nose, and one that keeps us away from my mouth. I tested it with my quartet last week, and they could not hear a difference.
Turn sideways, Larry.
Great.
I'm going to do that now.
Cool.
I tried it with Vocal Capital and it was great. Also.
Yeah, we did that with our quartet too. Les has one and it worked out fine.
These guys
So
are very lightweight. I've worn it for like half an hour at a time without any issues with heat or clogging my glasses, which I wear glasses, so that's a good issue.
So we have, Larry purchased 40 of these.
No, I actually did 30, Dave.
Larry purchased 30 of these. And so we have one for everyone who doesn't already have one. I know Blaise has something already. I think John Wanlitz may have something already, but most of us do not. So there is one for the rest of us. Okay. And as the guys are coming back in that are going to come back for physical rehearsals, you know, our numbers are usually in the 22 to 26 range. So we should have plenty of masks. And if we need more, we can always buy more because we know where they are.
Yes.
The other thing that I think just about everybody has had their vaccines, right? And the first and the second. I don't know, is there anybody who has not had both? If you have not, please raise your hand. Okay, so we're all good there, which is another thing we thought would be important if we're going to get back into physical rehearsals, that the member who's coming in would have had their both doses of the vaccine. So we do want to limit the amount of interaction around food. The Peninsulaires are going to continue to provide bottled water, but if you want to snack at these rehearsals, at least for the foreseeable future, for the next 4 to 6 weeks, until we get some additional information about what's going on in the COVID world. If you want to snack, please bring your own food for snacking during the rehearsals. And Terry Moore, I meant to send you a message and I forgot to do it the other day. The water that we may still have at the shed's been there for about 1.5 years, and I don't know how good those plastic bottles are for that. So if you wouldn't mind picking up some water, that would be awesome.
Okay, I'll do that.
And those are really the things. Wear a mask, be vaccinated, maintain physical distancing. We're going to put up more risers so that we can do that. And we're not going to serve the standard refreshments to eat off of, but we are going to provide water. Larry has a hand up.
Yeah, one more point regarding the masks. Most of us know that when we're at the Elks, most of us come in through that side door next to the parking lot. That's where you're going to meet me, and I'm going to give you my mask, your mask. Okay. So try to remember, go to the side door, don't go to the front door. Let's all come in the same door, and you'll get your mask, and we'll keep it with you until we don't need it.
Yes, Bert.
3 questions. Number 1, has somebody checked the risers to make sure the rodents haven't eaten them up in a year? Number 2, is there a way to mark the masks with our name? Because we're going to have 30 of them are all the same. Somebody
could
drops
use
their mask,
a,
I'll never be able to figure it.
I will have a gray Sharpie, and you can put your initials or your name somewhere on.
And the final question, are we going to use bubblers?
What?
Use bubblers.
That has not been something that Mike has been doing with us on here. Mike, the question is for you. Do we?
Yeah,
wanna
probably,
use that
probably
technology?
not technology. Nice. Probably not with the masks.
Okay, so for the time being, it's not something that we have to worry about. We won't be doing bubblers anytime for the next 4 to 6 weeks.
Larry, are the masks washable?
Yes, they are.
Washable, yes, right.
And washable, air dry. And
It's also 1 week
a nice
per
bag
month.
to store them in.
It's 1 week per month when the adults do not want us meeting in the main room. Which week is that?
So, what? Yeah, good question. That has to do with the fact that on the second Thursday of the month, the main room where we typically rehearse is used up until at least 9 p.m. So our rehearsals will generally be in the room where the pool tables are. So, Mike, you had some thoughts about how we might want to do something. You want to give a little insight into that?
Yeah, so Dave and I talked on Saturday because I've been thinking about what that one odd week a month looks like, and something I'm thinking about is using that time to strengthen individual and small group part work. So what that might look like is that we do some VOQ performances, we do some quartet performances, we do some coaching during those weeks. I think that might also be an early done and actually have a formal afterglow once a month. So I've got some ideas about it. We're kind of thinking through it. It'll probably be group warm up and then breaking into small groups to work specific stuff. So
here's an added thought about that.
Yep.
We have a high probability of there being requests for singing at venues where fitting 20 or 30 guys in is not ideal.
Yep.
Okay. But that doesn't mean the Peninsulaires shouldn't go. So the opportunity to deploy a VLQ is a really strong opportunity for us. And we've talked about this in the past and have never actually put anything together. We've deferred to sending out a quartet like Boomerang or Vocal Capital or something like that. But there's no reason why we couldn't have, 8 or 10 guys that can go and do something. That second Thursday of the month gives us the chance to pull random names out of a hat, section, bass section, lead section, tenor section, baritone section, 2 guys from each section, and they perform, to get a feel for what that's like, because there are these potentials that opportunities will be coming to us, and this gives us a chance to secure that kind of easy deployment, and B, it helps every individual feel more confident with the songs that we have. All right. So Dana, we kind of went over the 4 points that we had talked about, and in that protocol possibility, and we don't need to worry about outdoors because we can do it indoors. And so Dana, back over to you. I went over it with the guys, and how did you want to proceed now?
Well, I think if a little bit of dialogue. Is there anybody who has an objection to going with the protocol that Dave went over?
No, I think it's a great plan. I think it's a little bit conservative, but I think that's okay for now. But I do want to say just maybe I should have brought this up to the order, but I feel like we've got the shot. We should all relax a little bit. The chances now of getting a bad case are really, really low. And I think that we should be happy about it.
Well, that's an opinion. There's also the
No,
opinion.
I don't disagree with what Michael said. And this is a very conservative approach. We can certainly, it's easier to loosen things up than it is to clamp things down.
No, I agree. I think it's a good way to go for now. It wasn't really about that. It's much more about an attitude. Like,
Yeah.
like let's go back to living.
Yeah, many of us are already singing in groups. So, yeah. So anyways, I think what the next step would be is for the board to put together a formal protocol release to everybody. So, but I think for now, getting ready to implement it. Larry, when would the mask come in?
He's already got them.
We got them already.
By the 17th, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, Bert.
Do we have anything that we have to formally write to the Elks about, tell them what we're going to do and how we're going to do it? Are we free to use the club as we indicated?
My communication with him up to this point has been pretty open about when we intend to come back. I haven't presented the potential discussed by the Peninsulaires first, but it sounds like everyone's feeling okay with it, so I will now send that over and tell them what we intend to do. One last thing, the probability is that we're going to get a guest every now and again, okay, over the next 6 weeks. So hopefully we'll have enough masks. The Peninsulaires get the masks. The Peninsulaires are buying them. Somebody shows up that's a guest, I don't know, we ask them to donate for the mask, or I don't know what we're going to do with that. But if we have to use a mask for them, we will. We're going to have, Bert's going to take care of whatever his plans are for the guest books and things like that. So we've got that sort of stuff covered. And yeah, I think we're being in good shape. Yes, Harry.
If a guest comes, are we going to ask them about their vaccination status?
You know, that's a good question. I don't remember. I've seen some things about what's able to be asked or not from businesses asking people and that sort of thing. I'll have to do a little more research into what is the simple thing. I've heard that it's theoretically not, it doesn't cross the line into personal health information, but I don't know. So I'll verify.
But I think this is a private club, not a public business.
That's true.
There's one thing that came up in a board meeting, and it was, I'm talking about that, but having a temperature when people come, especially if guests come in, you know, if we can have those little guns that take the temperature, I think that might be something we should need to think about.
It's probably
Yeah,
not
I don't know if that
necessary.
tells us much of anything, but it is a possibility for sure. I mean, I've had that happen when I go to my dentist. It's there. Okay. Well, your temperature's fine. You come in.
Maybe that can give the guests confidence that we're doing a protocol.
That's true. That's a good point. So that if anybody has one of those, I don't happen to have one. If anybody happens to have one, bring it along. If not, maybe we'll figure out how to get one.
I think Elliot said he told, he's the one that brought it up. I don't see him.
I don't think you don't have it.
I know you don't think so, but I think we should talk about it.
I think you should, follow the county guidelines.
Go with county guidelines, yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Temperature is
that,
one of them.
you know, that we're not medical professionals able to decide on somebody's temperature adequacy. At least I'm not.
Harry,
I think if somebody was not vaccinated, it would be a good idea to check the temp just to be sure they didn't, they weren't sick.
What temperature is unacceptable?
Well, 37 degrees is considered centigrade is
But
normal.
that's only average.
Or
That's not-
38 is a
that's-
fever.
Some people are hotter than that.
Right.
It's just you're not a medical professional, right?
Well, I am actually. But
There he is.
Yeah, 38 degrees centigrade or 100 Fahrenheit is considered a fever.
I know when I go to the Y, they take my temperature each time.
Did you say when you go to the bar?
To the Y.
Oh, the Y.
YMCA. Yeah, no, I go to work out there 3 times a week and they take my temperature each time. And
All
ask
right,
me if
that's
I've
still
had
a subject that we will have to come up with a final thought on. The board will have a meeting before then, and we'll figure this out and let everybody know. So, okay. I guess that's it, Dana, huh? Oh, I've heard from several people, Harry, Bert, Larry, about his objects that would be protruding from his person, deadly things. So he will be a good, but I haven't heard from everybody else, so do send some stuff along.
And I'll have to do something different because I think the tiger's just too cute for the theme that's been chosen.
Okay.
I'm thinking I was going to be a Western, but I think I'm going to be a pirate.
There you go.
Like Bert.
Be a pirate.
I've
That's
got all
fine.
the-
You know,
I've got all
pirates
the
come
stuff.
in batches. Yes, Bert.
Do we have any idea of a performance coming up this summer? If we experimented, since we're going to be in, when is the farmer's market or anything else that we might be shooting for?
Al Ward, do you have any feedback on farmers market?
You know, that's a great question. I sent the inquiry out and I don't recall I ever got, if I gotten a reply, I would have forwarded it. So the answer is no.
So we don't have details on that yet. We've asked them what they intend to do, but we don't have any feedback. And I know that Al has reached out to other groups, farmers markets as well, to see what's happening. So we don't have any confirmation yet.
I contacted the organizations that organize the various farmers markets around the area and basically offered our services at no charge to perform it at one of their gatherings, and I've had no feedback.
I went to the Palo Alto Farmers Market last weekend, and there were no performers entertaining the troops.
Yeah.
Which one, the one downtown or
Yeah,
California?
the one downtown. There was a guy playing a drum, but I don't think he was an official.
Okay, well, there are going to be some possibilities, I'm sure. I know that our quartet got an outreach from an organization directly for something that they wanted to have done, and I've heard from a senior residence center actually a couple of months ago before we could all go out, but. Yeah, so I suspect there'll be some things, Bert, but we don't have anything guaranteed just yet. Can you get us something at Channing House?
Our auditorium isn't open yet, and it doesn't look like it's going to open for a while because they've stored it's now a storage warehouse. So it's a while before I've asked that question. They haven't coughed up any kind of dates.
Didn't we do something in the lobby some years back?
Actually, we did. I'll ask them about that. And we set up risers against the wall, and that actually worked out fairly well.
Yeah.
So I'll ask that question too.
Okay.
Because we're all vaccinated, so we're thinking we're doing our own chorus here at Channing House is about to fire up, and I've got a quartet that's going to fire up here. So they've said we can sing, so maybe we can sing for our supper.
Very cool.
Hey, Dave, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for filling in. I'm on Zoom audio now, so I guess we're pretty well finished.
I just have one more thing.
One more thing, Larry?
some of you already know, but I figured since everybody's here, I'd just take a second. It's been a pleasure working, singing, enjoying your partnership. I'll be around for a little while longer, but I will be moving up to Lake County, probably the first week or so of August. So I won't be singing after that unless I find a chapter or some squirrels to sing with up in the mountains. So just want to let you know, I'll be around for a little while longer, but yeah, we'll be leaving for it. And
We'll miss you.
Yeah.
Big time.
Yeah, we will miss you.
All right. Back over to you, Mike.
What's Bless wearing?
A cleaver. That looks like a cleaver. Yeah, a meat cleaver right through the brain.
Are you gonna go back to Chuck?
Okay, so I'm having trouble hearing Dana.
Hey, Chuck, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Any birthdays?
Yes, we have two birthdays. We have Mike Oliver, happy birthday. And we also had, where is my list? Mike Kading on the 7th. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Mike Oliver, we had, I was there. Mike Oliver, and then we had Terry Moore on the 1st. Thank you for including me.
All right, all rise. 5'2".
With moves.
With the moves. We're gonna do it twice through. We're gonna do one more song of my choosing, and then we're gonna call it night. All right. Get ready, guys. Get some motion in the bodies. Get some excitement in the bodies. If we start the song like, then it will suck. But if we start it with excitement and energy, it will be awesome. Here we go. And hey there, sailor, listen if you can. You're about to hear the story. Crazy, crazy. 1, 2, 3, and I just saw a maniac, crazy man, maniac, smooth. Turn his head, something about a girl. You know I must a girl. Well, we have to throw the girls to stay. He just answered over with his gun. Like fun. 5'2", eyes of blue, but oh, what those 5 foot can do. Has anybody seen my girl? I've actually turned up rose, turned down rose. What I heard, yes, sir, one of those. Has anybody seen my girl? Now, if you run into a 5'2", covered with fur, diamond rings and all those things, that your life is her. Could she love, could she woo, could she woo? Has anybody seen her? If you run into diamond rings and all those things, that your life isn't her. But could she love? Could she woo? Could she coo? Has anybody seen my girl? My baby. Anybody seen my little sweet girl? See my. Okay. How many folks felt there was or found there was one move they forgot? At least one move. All right. Harry, what's one thing you're going to do better the next run through?
Gonna focus on the coochie coos.
Okay. Dana, what's one thing you're going to do better next run through?
I'm gonna sing the tune better.
Okay.
Be in the fabric.
Okay. John Wallace, what's one thing you're going to do better next run through?
Remember the moves.
All right.
Yeah.
Find a girl. Yeah, we don't really have time to work. All right. Be aware we did not make the key change. We ended up in the key of E flats. What we're going to do, we're focusing on moves. We're going to do the whole thing again. What I want you to be aware of is find a girl covered with fur, diamond rings, bet your life it isn't her basis. You guys help anchor that on that change. So make sure those it isn't is all the way up there. All right. Hey there, say there. I'm getting a humming of not that pitch. It might be an artifact. Play that pitch again. Here we go. Look like singers. Be ready for it. And hey there, sing. Listen if you can. You're about to hear the story of a crazy nurse. 1, 2, 3, and I just saw a maniac, crazy man, maniac. So walk in the temple, tearing his hair and yelling something about a girl. Neil Hart lost a girl, and then. Pause right there. Leads, I need to fix this. I just saw a maniac. I just saw a maniac. Let's get in the fabric, guys. I know it's late in the night, but let's bring it home. All the technique. We're gonna start right at I just saw a maniac. Sing I'm and I. Blow that pitch one more time. Good breath and I. Two. Actually, two. That's the pitch, right? Baritone's nice and high on that 5. I. Basses and leads. I. Do it again. And. I got one lead about half a pitch too low. And. Thank you, whoever adjusted. Here we go. All skate. 1, 2, 3, and. I just saw a maniac, crazy man, maniac, wild and tearing his hair, and yelling something about a girl. You know I lost a girl, man, oh man, you should have been there, should have been there. When he asked you to so straight, he just answered all of us with his conniption. 5'2", wide so blue, but no one was 5 foot could do. Thank you, Liz. Anybody seen my girl? I've seen her turned up nose, turned down hose, flapper, yes sir, one of those. Has anybody seen my girl? My girl, now if you run into stay in the fabric leads. Don't grab for those high notes. Diamond rings, all those things that your life isn't there. Could she love, could she move, could she, Now, if you ride into a 512 covered with fur, is it her or could she love? Could she woo and could she coo? Has anybody seen my girl and my baby? Anybody seen my little sweet girl? Anyone see my girl? Okay. Cool. How many folks made at least made one improvement that time through? Cool. Good. All right. 16 tons. Then we'll call it a night.
What's the pitch on that?
D natural. D minor. D is in dog, right? Tempo's going to be about some people say a man is made of blood. Everybody start clicking that. Some bass is coming with me. Here we go. Some people say a man. Sorry, this is harder than I thought it was going to be. So here we go.
Slow the pitch again.
We'll get it, guys. No, let me do it. Let me do it, buddy. 1, 2, 3. Some people say a man. Everybody snap. Man's made out of muscle and blood. Muscle and blood and skin and bones. Mind and sweet. Strong, oh yeah. Stay freely today. I can't go. I owe my soul to the company store. I was born one morning when the sun didn't shine. I picked up a shovel and I wandered the bar. 16 times. Another 9 cold. I make you 7. I said, well, bless my soul, you look 16. What do you get? Another day. So that means I owe my soul to the company store. I was born one morning. What do you get? Another day older and deeper in debt. Company store. If you see me coming, better step aside. A lot of them did and a lot of them died. One fist of the blood and the other is stealing. The right one don't get you, then the left one will. You load 16, 17, 20, yeah. What do you get? Older and deeper in debt. St. Peter, don't you call me, 'cause I can't go.
I owe my soul to the company's soul. Nice. Cool. We may click that entire song. Like we may just use that to kind of keep the attitude. That worked surprisingly well. Thank you guys. All right, gents, anything for the good of the order?
Thank you for your work tonight, Mike.
Thank you guys. Keep working, keep practicing at home. We are 2 weeks from tonight. That's the plan right now. I would love to be back and just hit the ground running. Be able to spend 45 minutes straight on the risers and kind of go. Cool. Thank you guys. The whole world sing it.
You say that one is an E flat?
Yes.
Yes. And they said you can't teach an old dog.
I didn't realize you had already gotten the tattoo,
Yeah,
Dave.
it's not a new thread.
I'm sorry. Something isn't right there, and I don't know what it was. Maybe it was me, but that just sounded very strange in my ear.
It sounded very low.
E flat?
Yeah, echo flat.
Oh, maybe I blew it to A7.
That would do it.
I blew the wrong pitch.
I'll do it.
Well,
Keep the whole singing all day long. What good will come of winging the song? Smile the while you are singing, oh, carry your heart. Keep the melody
well, amazing what the right pitch will do for you.
Wonder of wonders. All right, gents, we're done. Thank you guys.
Thank you, David, for filling in for me.
Oh, yeah. Who wants to sing a tag? Sure.